Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My theory of the case is quite different. My reviewing of the evidence is quite different than Mr. Elson. Now, he just has a theory. My theory is that this is a case of fear and bad decisions. My client and Zion Foster were favorite cousins. You would hear that from multiple people, that they were favorite cousins. They hung out a lot. Zion would come over to the house, babysit the children that Mr. Brazier has with his child's mother. You're also going to hear that Zion had a history of depression. She threatened to kill herself at least one time. She also had a history of seizures and taking seizure medication. Now, on this particular day, she came over to Jaylin's house. They were smoking. Jaylin told the police after some time that she had shallow breathing and a faint heartbeat. He checked her to see if she was alive, and she was dead. He then feared, because he was doing drugs, which is still federally illegal, that he could be blamed for something, and he panicked. Her family was threatening Jaylin and his family, his mother. So he was scared. He had to move his children from the house because there was multiple threats on the house and the family members. Other family members who knew nothing about this were being threatened. He then secured their safety, turned himself in to the police, had to secure a lawyer at that particular time, and he told the police what happened. He told them that he picked her up, they were doing drugs, she passed out, he checked for vital signs, and there was nothing, and he panicked. He then made a bad decision after that. Now, the prosecutor wants you to believe that there was some sexually charged messages prior to this incident. Absolutely not. There was a communication where Zion had asked Jaylin, hey, what you're doing? And he made the comment say, I'm over here getting head or oral sex from this girl. She doesn't know what she's doing. And that just substantiates the relationship that Zion and Jaylin had, where they could talk about multiple things. They could talk about each another's relationship. It was nothing sexual that was aimed towards Zion, say, hey, I want you to come over and finish this, or I want you to come over and do A, B, and C. Nothing of the sort. Nothing at all. They were very close. There was a medical examiner who had rendered an opinion, and that opinion was based upon insufficient and incomplete information. When the medical examiner made that analysis or opinion, she didn't know that Zion had a history of seizures. That was not disclosed to the medical provider. She also didn't know that Zion had a history of depression and taking antidepressants. Now, when she was confronted with this information, the medical examiner admitted that had she known this information prior, her analysis would be different. Her opinion would be different, because it is very possible that a person who has a history of seizures, who's epileptic, could die suddenly. Especially if they don't take medicine, then that could basically make the problem a lot worse. And some of the symptoms she described of reading that Jaylin told the police, from her own words, was consistent with somebody who's close to death. The shallow breathing and the faint heartbeat, in her opinion, was somebody close to death. And that's what had happened. Now, Jaylin was scared. He may have not made the right decision, but at the end of the day, that does not make him a murderer. He panicked, did something that he should have by dumping the body, but he admitted to that. He told the police as soon as he had a lawyer in his corner, and the police themselves even said they believed him. Had they not believed him, no way would they be searching in this particular landfill for 6 months looking for a body. Now, it is unfortunate that the body was never recovered, because had that body been recovered, then they would be able to substantiate what Jaylin told her, that she either had a seizure, it could have been something laced in the marijuana, we don't know. But the symptoms that Jaylin told the police were consistent with her dying of something that either she had internally or possibly something that she ingested that could have contributed or made any situation she previously had that much worse. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of this trial, I don't believe that the prosecutor will meet that burden to prove that Jaylin caused the death of Zion Foster. He would like you to fill in that blank for him and assume something that he would not be able to prove. So you must come back with an accurate.